Welcome back, guys, to another video. In today's video, I kind of want to talk about how choice and having options changes your perspective. Now, I recently watched this TED Talk. It was on perspective is everything. I'll put a link to the TED Talk in the description box below, so make sure you check that out. It's a really good video. And in the video, it talks about, a bunch of different examples, but one I thought was a good thing. They really stuck with me. This person had done this experiment where they put two dogs in a box. Both dogs were in the same box. They both were shocked at the same exact level, right? And one box actually had a button that if the dog were to chew on the button, they would not be shocked. So, again, two dogs are in a box. They're both getting shocked at the same exact level. The only difference is one dog has the option to chew on the button and not get shocked. After running tests, they saw that the dog in the box that had the option to chew on the button was really content and fine, and yet the dog that did not have the button started to form depression, right? And I think that's kind of where I'm going to go with this video. I think when you have depression and anxiety, I know I did this myself, I still do this now, you kind of feel as if you're not in control, right? You feel like everyone else and everything else around you is the reason why you're depressed and why you feel bad and why you're anxious, right? And you really feel that that is going on. And choice and having options is what really does help you, right? For example, if you were to say, man, for me, I'll just use myself. If I were to say, man, I haven't gone to EDC, well, I just don't have any friends that go to EDC, so I'm just waiting to get friends that want to go to EDC so I can go. Right? What'll happen is, as time goes on, if I don't get those friends that want to go to EDC with me, and I don't go, what will end up happening is I'll feel like it wasn't my choice to not go to EDC. I'll feel like because I didn't have the friends that wanted to go, that's why I didn't go, and then I'll start to feel bad. So, last year I actually went to EDC by myself. Right? Usually when I tell that to people, they're kind of shocked, wow, you went by yourself. That's kind of weird or whatever, right? And again, that's why, you have to be able to not care what people think and use a lot of the other stuff that I talk about in my videos, because it all kind of intertwines with each other. You need to be able to do all of them, right? But I understood that EDC dancing is obviously something that I like to do, right? So I wanted to go to EDC. I didn't want to wait another year to experience it. I wanted to go, right? So I got the ticket and I went. And just the fact that I had the choice, right, makes you feel better, right? Now, for example, let's just say we'll take that kind of dog scenario and we'll kind of apply it to real life situations, right? Let's say you have two people. One's a guy, one's a girl. I know I'm going to overgeneralize here, but you got to bear with me, right? So let's say the guy, or both people have not had sex in, I don't know, let's say 6 months, right? I think everyone here would say that that's a long time, right? Because time is not general too, right? Someone could say a month is forever. So let's use 6 months. So just stay with me, right? So it's been 6 months. Now, the guy has been trying to talk to girls for 6 months and nothing, whereas the girl has just not had a guy that she's want to sleep with. She's had guys that want to, she just hasn't wanted to. So again, it's kind of the same exact scenario as the dog, which is the girl has had options, she's just chose not to do it, so she doesn't feel bad or as bad that it's been 6 months because she understands it's really her choice. Whereas the guy, if he's been talking to girls and just no luck, so to speak, right? The guy will feel worse because he's trying to, and it's been 6 months, where the girl's not really trying to, or at least the guys that are talking to her, she doesn't want, but just the fact that she has the choice, right? And if she decides tomorrow that one of those guys are good enough, then she's good. Whereas this guy has to continue to keep talking to someone until someone wants to, right? So the fact that she has the choice makes her feel better about herself, right? And that's true in not just relationships, right? It's true with everything, right? If you say to yourself that you don't go to a certain place because you want friends to go with you, or you don't do a certain activity because you don't know how, right? A big one is a lot of people that have never gone to the gym, they don't go to the gym and their excuse is, I just need someone to go with me because I don't know what I'm doing and I'm afraid I'll look stupid. Well, what ends up happening is those people don't go to the gym, then they start to feel bad about themselves because they're not going, and then they kind of say it's out of their control because they just need someone to help me, do the exercises, show me what to do, right? Whereas if you were in that situation, you could take it upon yourself to say, you know what, I have the choice to go, so why am I afraid to go, right? And then if you say, well, I'm afraid that I'll embarrass myself, then just watch YouTube videos of how to correctly use machines, right? If you watched enough YouTube videos, you would understand how to use each machine, and then you wouldn't feel as bad going, right? And then you could go. But again, you have to be willing to put the work in, but you also have to be willing to say, you know what, it is my choice. And I know when you have depression and anxiety, a lot of times your brain kind of confuses you into thinking that you don't have a choice, and everything that's happening around you, you have no control over, which is why you feel as bad as you feel. But once you start to realize that you could take control and you can be, essentially in charge of your own fate, and you can go out and do what you want to do, right? Once you start doing those things, then you start feeling better about yourself, because now you no longer say, well, I need to wait for this to happen or wait for that to happen. You say, no, I want to do this, so I'm going to do this. And that's it. It is so powerful in helping change your perspective on things, right? Because if your perspective is very negative and dark and you feel like it's out of your control, try to think of some things that are in your control that you can do to change where you're at. And then even there may be some things that are out of your control, right? With that scenario that I gave, right, as a guide, there's some things that are just out of your control, right? You can't force someone to hook up with you, right? So there are some things that are out of your control. There are some things you won't be able to do. But when you start looking for things that you can control, things you can do to better yourself or do what you want to do and not wait, right? The more of those things you're able to do, the better you start to feel just in general about your life and how you are and just how you feel as a person, right? So I just wanted to, make this video for you guys and just kind of help you with that, because I understand as well as you guys do when I had depression. I know how that works. I know how the mind kind of affects you, and you think that even little things are out of your control, right? You may be with a group of people, they all ask where you want to eat, you don't speak up, and you feel like, well, it wouldn't matter anyways. People give their decision. You don't like where you're going, but you don't voice your opinion, so now you feel like you're stuck. Even small things like that. So I just kind of wanted to bring that to your attention. Maybe it's something you haven't thought about. Maybe it's something that'll help you. And again, as always, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.